And welcome back, everybody. Wayne, Wayne back again, and I just want to do a quick little update to let everybody know I'm still working on the Fairlane, on the Thunderbolt. I'm gonna have some pictures up. After I had the bare metal foil put on it, and I had those pictures up on Facebook, and I actually took advantage of a nice day outside about a week and a half ago to get some pictures taken. So this now has all of the decals on it. The red stripe come out of the kit. All the decals, the Far Out Fairlane, Coyote Automotive, the Ford, they were out of the kit, and what I added from other kit decal sheets were just some of the sponsor stuff. On the hood, I put the 427 on there. It was supposed to go on the front fender, but I thought, no, I'll put it on the hood. So this is just a supposed to be a version of a late 60s, early 70s racer. So I'm getting down to the nitty gritty. The body is done. I'm not doing anything else to it. Well, shouldn't say that. There's always something else you can do to it. What I'm thinking on making is the little decal on the side here for the 427. I found an image of it online through a Google search, just on Google Images, and on a lot of the old Ford racers, they put that decal across the back trunk. So that's what I'm doing. I went out last weekend and bought some more of the Tester's decal paper, and I'm going to try and make myself that nice big 427 Thunderbolt decal for the back. So like I said, the bare metal foil is done. It was 3 coats of clear on it. Then I put on all the decals, the bare metal foil, and now what it needs to do, we just finally got a break in the weather. The humidity's finally gone, so I'll be able to get out and get 3 or 4 more coats of clear on it to really bury the decals and the bare metal foil, so that it will give it a nice shine. Not overly shiny, but something that'll still look good. So that's pretty well it for the body. And believe me, I'm running out of parts to put together on this thing. I'm just waiting to clear this before I can start doing the final assembly. So that's the body. So what I've also finished is the interior. Now the interior is pretty sparse, and so let me see if I can get this closer. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So the interior is kind of sparse. 2 bucket seats, shifter, tack, steering wheel, and pedals. That's about it. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces to the whole interior. So again, it's a race car. It's supposed to be sparse. I just wish that the back seat had been separate, and it would have made it a little bit easier. I'm not putting a roll cage in this, so I'm just leaving it the way it came from the kit on that. So that's the interior. I left the tack chrome, put a gold face on it. For the shifter, all I did was just sand off the chrome on the knob to make it white. Painted the boot flat black. The underneath, I did it in a black, so that all you're going to see coming through the bottom of the chassis is the tunnel anyways. So I just painted that black. So that's it for the interior. Nothing real fancy, just a plain sparse interior. And I have the rolling chassis. So let me back that out. Out. So that's the rolling chassis. It is the 427, but it's only the base 427. It's not the single overhead cam. So I thought I was getting that motor in the kit, but it's not the single overhead cam, it's just the FE. I put the manual transmission behind it. Um, the wires, that's about the neatest job I've done on wiring. And it's pretty well done. Uh, I had a couple of fitment issues with it, so I don't know if Ray 1965 has had this issue, but the the headers are a bear. I mean, they are a real bear. Make sure we're still in shot. Yeah, we're still in shot. There's basically only one way you can put this thing together. If you glue all the front suspension on, you'll never get the headers on. So, because the headers have to wrap around part of the frame and go back up into the motor, so you got to put the headers on before you put your suspension cross member on, because it has to tuck underneath. All the control arms and all the tie rods and all that have to go. The steering linkage has to go on the underside of the headers, so you have to leave them loose to get that on, then try and glue the headers in. It was a bear. It was just one of those things where it didn't. I had the headers glued in. Then I tried to put the front suspension in. I ended up breaking my glue joint, and then that was the only issue I have had with this kit, was fighting with the headers. Other than that, it's been great. Just been a great kit. Just the black on the rear suspension, silver on the springs and shocks, and flat aluminum on the gas tank. Just plain basic sparse. This is actually the first race car that I built, the first Superstock SS car I built, and I wanted to do kind of a Saturday night racer, nostalgic racer, whatever. So that's why I just went with the Steelies, and they're just painted as satin black, and then I just highlighted some of it, dry brushed a little bit of silver in with it. So I've got down to 3 parts, and that's what I've got done so far. Like I say, I'm just waiting to get back outside so that I can put some more clear on the body to bury down the decals, so that if I have to do a little bit of wet sand and a polish, if the clear turns out like this after 2 or 3 more coats, I won't even have to wet sand and polish. Other than that, front grille, that's just been hit with Tamiya smoke, and I kind of like it over thinning out black paint. I still got to paint the air ducts. There's a glass that goes over top that's got the almost like a mesh embossing in it. So I'll just hit that with some black to make it look like they're the air ducts, and we'll go from there on that. And then this also, the air cleaner and the air tubes and that. A lot of bending is going to have to be done on those to get them to hook up to the rad shroud on the inside, because that's where they hook up to. So I'm going to have to do some heating and bending on those to get those down, to get this to sit on top of the carburetors. So that's where I am. It's almost done. Go out and check Ray 1965, where this is a buddy build between myself and Ray, and check out his progress. I think I'm a little ahead of him. He's taken on the Rat Rod project, and he's going into the Halloween one, which is great. I'll be watching those. Roscoe's car turned out really, really good. I've got 3 more builds, community builds to do that I've committed to. The first one is the cancer awareness build with Roadhog and everybody in that one. I've got that kit picked out. I'm just finalizing colors. I know we're going to have the box stock build coming up again this fall, and I've got that kit sorted out. And for Papa Dan, for his Team Spirit build, I have to buy that kit. I'm not too worried about that. So I want to get started on the cancer awareness build and get started on the box talk, because Papa Dan's given us the Super Bowl Sunday to get that done. So you know, just to give you a little bit of a hint, it's going to be a baseball theme. So but it's not going to be a kit that you'd ever think that I did. I finally decided on what I was going to do. So that's it for me. That's the Far Out Fairlane. Go check out Ray 1965. On his version, he's laid down a really nice paint job on his. He had a little bit of trouble with the interior paint, didn't like it, so he's ponded that and stripped that all down. So go check out Ray 1965. This is the Buddy build. It's the 64 Fairlane from Revell. Nice kit. Highly recommend it. Until the next time, cheers.